Hey, and welcome to the Jessica Paul podcast. I'm your host, Jess Paul, actress, manifestation expert, and mindset coach. And I'm here to share with you all of my secrets on confidence, success, and the magic of manifestation. If you're ready to dive in deep and see more success in your career, more money in your bank account, and more love in your life with a whole new level of freedom, then you're in the right place. I'm letting loose on everything you need to take back control of your life, up-level your mindset, and tap into your manifestation powers. I'm so excited that you're here. Hello and welcome back, you gorgeous souls, to another episode of the JP podcast with me, your host, your manifestation mentor, your spiritual bestie, and all the great things to help you manifest a life that you freaking love. It's me, it's Jess Paul, and I'm back for another week. I'm over here basically batch creating a load of content for you all because my life is about to get hectic. My life has been quite hectic. And in fact, this is what this episode is primarily focusing on. Oh my God, I couldn't speak then. It's going to be all about getting shit done and staying productive. How we actually do this. Because I literally sat back the other day, guys. Basically, I'm moving out oh my gosh. By the time this podcast episode is released, I probably will have already moved out. But basically, I'm recording this a few weeks before. I'm moving out because I'm moving to LA, and I'm actually moving back in with my parents for a short while before I get on the flight and go over there. So everything's a little bit up in the air at the moment because I'm getting rid of loads of my stuff. You know, I'm selling things. I sold my bed and my mattress the other day, and I've currently been sleeping on the floor ever since. And I'm just basically having a massive energetic clear out. And I love doing this anyway. This is why it always feels so good when you tidy up, because what you're doing is you're getting rid of any old stagnant energy. And that is how I want to feel moving to LA, because I don't want to feel like there's any attachment. I don't want to feel like there's any ties. I want to cut all cords and just go with like as little stuff as I can and create whilst I'm out there and manifest miracles. So I'm basically in that process at the moment, but also in the process of doing 1,000,001 other things too, as well as helping my family with family stuff that's going on at the moment. And I sat back the other day, and in fact, it was when I was recording last week's episode, and I was just thinking, fuck me, like I do so much on a regular basis, and we all have our cycles. And again, you guys that listen to every single one of my podcast episodes, you'll know that like over this year, it's not like I've been doing loads this year. Like I've actually had a massive shadow phase. But recently I moved into this like brand new phase in a cycle where I'm like, right, here's my new fucking up level, let's go. And I've been really inspired. And so I've been doing loads of things. So I sat back the other day, I was like, okay, wow. Like it just goes to show how powerful our bodies are. It goes to show how powerful our minds are, that we can actually do all of these things at the same time when we choose to speed our vibration up. So I want to chat to you guys about this today. And I want to give you basically like 4 tips, 4 of my own mindset shifts and mindset tips that I use to stay fucking productive and get all of these things done in life, because we're capable of it, basically. But before that, the doors have now officially closed for my Mindset, Miracles, and Money program. This is 6-week coaching container with me that's kind of turned into like a mini mastermind because the women that are in there now, like we're going deep into everything in terms of manifesting wealth, in terms of manifesting up levels in career, up levels in business, and just moving into 2023, showing the fuck up with a whole new level. For those of you that are like, damn, I missed out on this and I actually feel like I really want to do it now, then you actually can still sneak on in there. You have to drop me a DM right now, like now, as in this podcast episode is being released on the Friday. Drop me a DM and we can get you in there last minute, because we actually start the coaching calls next week. And I am just so excited. You guys that are already inside, we are going in for 2023. This is the first time in so long that I've done a coaching container, and I have forgotten how much I love to be in the energy of you guys on a coaching call, unblocking everything and manifesting the life of our dreams. I cannot wait. So if you want to get inside, then just drop me a DM over on Instagram at I am Jessica Paul. The link will be in my show notes, and I'll see you guys there. So let's just dive straight into today's episode then. So we're chatting about how to be more productive and how to get shit done. Basically, this is a quality of mine that I am very good at. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm good at getting shit done because I'm good at taking action, and I'm good at doing the thing, even if it feels scary, even if I feel stupid, or even if I feel like people are going to judge me, I still do the thing. And I'm constantly living in this like sped up vibration, which I talk about a lot over on my podcast. And this is because only a few years ago, I learned what it really meant to play in this quantum. And basically, that just means that we have the ability to speed our vibration up whenever we want. Like, we're in control of that. And when we speed our vibration up, we get more things done. But one thing that I see is that in a lot of high achievers, we're wanting to get loads of things done. We're wanting to achieve a lot. We're wanting to manifest a lot. And we can find ourselves getting really freaking overwhelmed in this too. Like, those of my action takers who I know, we can start to feel overwhelmed with this, or we can start to compare ourselves to other people, or just think, why is it not happening for me? That kind of thing. But honestly, what you've got to know is that the most successful people in life are always affirming that they can frickin' handle it. And it's as simple as that, right? Whatever is thrown at you in life, whatever you're going through, however many things you're trying to achieve, however many things you're doing right now, successful people are constantly affirming they can handle it. And this is something that I'm always doing too. It's like, if you think that there's a ball in the air, and that ball, you don't want to drop the ball on your goals and on your desires, you are able to keep that ball in the air at all times, constantly affirming that you can handle what you're going through. And again, that doesn't mean that we constantly have to be doing things in terms of always taking action, because like I said before, like, we go through these cycles. I've been through a big cycle this year myself, where I've gone into hermit mode, and I've done a lot of shadow work, and I've been working through a lot of subconscious blocks, and that requires rest, and that requires being in your feminine, and that requires, slowing down and surrendering. Like, there's things that go on in our lives that we're not even in control of, like me getting ill this year and ending up in hospital. I couldn't do shit then. I couldn't bring out new programs in my business and things like that then. But it's a process of me, even in those points of my life, affirming that I can handle it. So this is what the most successful people in life do. Right? They are always affirming that they can handle it. And this is how they're staying really fucking productive, and they're getting shit done. This is the reason this happens. And this is something that I'm always doing myself. But you might see these people, let's say you're an entrepreneur and you're watching other entrepreneurs, and they're bringing out a new program every couple of weeks, or you're a performer and you're watching people bring out like new self-tapes or things that they've recorded online every single week, and you're like, how the fuck are they doing this? Like, how do they have the time? How do they have the space? How are they getting this done? And I've coached like a number of mums, and mums that have like young kids. You guys are probably in that category where you'll probably get the most overwhelmed. And I've coached so many amazing mums through this, because you're so fucking powerful. This is the point, guys. Like, we are all so capable of holding that ball up in the air. But the overwhelm creeps in because we're like, we don't have the time, like, we don't have the space. This is one thing I hear so many people affirming. But what you're going to know is time doesn't exist. We are all capable. So, like, we're watching these people and we're thinking, how the hell are they doing it? But it's because they've adjusted their energy in such a way, and their mindset in such a way, that means that it doesn't even feel like hard work to them. It doesn't feel like they're doing a million things at once. And this is how I feel now, because I'm like I said before, I'm quite good at this. And whenever I'm going through these like up-level stage, or these hugely inspired phases in my life, I am doing a million one things. And everybody's always like, Jess, how the hell are you keeping up with everything? Like, how are you doing it? And for example, guys, like, I'm literally producing a high quality podcast every single week. I'm producing a film. I'm starring in that film. I'm auditioning. I'm writing a sitcom, which is also being produced. I'm releasing new things in my business. I'm doing a new coaching container. I've just done a free masterclass. I'm moving to freaking LA, like literally moving out my house in this time as well, which is why I'm recording this podcast episode, pre-recording it. And at the same time as all of that as well, guys, like, I'm also helping my family go through some quite emotional things at the moment, and I'm still managing to be there for my family. And, basically everything, there is something going on in every area of my life. And I'm affirming that I can handle every single area. I'm affirming that I can still hold that ball up in the air regardless of what's going on in my life right now. and I'm maintaining that sped up vibration. But this is where the mindset comes in. This is where being in control of your mindset and shifting your mindset really comes into this process, into playing in the quantum and becoming more of a productive person. Because as I said before, the most successful people in life have the strongest mindsets. So I basically want to share with you 4 of my own mindset shifts that I use and that I'm currently using right now in this current phase of my life where I'm doing a fuck ton of things and I'm like holding that ball up in the air right now. I'm going to give you 4 of my little mindset tips to help you guys do that. So my first tip on how to get shit done and stay more productive is to never, ever, ever break a promise to myself. And never break a promise to myself on even the smallest of things. So guys, when we say we're going to do something and we don't follow through with that, we create so many wobbles in our vibration. We basically create a huge lack of trust in ourselves and in what we're capable of. We just don't trust ourselves. And this occurs all the time in everyday life, even in the smallest of things. And when you're not going through with a task that you've said you want to go through with, especially if you've been saying you want to do it, you should be doing it, and you still haven't got it done, then your vibration just gets so wobbly. So for example, let's say, because this was me the other day, guys, right? I kept saying to myself, I kept opening my fridge and I kept saying, oh my gosh, I should clean my fridge out. Like, I need to clean my fridge out. Every single time I opened my fridge that week, I was like, I should do this. And then I'd shut it again and I didn't fucking do it. And the more I was doing that, the more wobble I was creating in my vibration, the more lack of trust I was creating in myself. And it was the smallest of things in like the grand scheme of things, like in my everyday life. Like I had so many other things to get on with. Like I said, I was getting on with 1,000,001 things to do. But the fact that I hadn't cleaned the fridge out was creating this wobble in my vibration. It was the reason that I wasn't trusting all the other stuff. And when you can like stick to the promises that you make to yourself on the regular, on the daily, however small they are, it gives you that boost where you go, okay, well, now I'm feeling fucking great that I've achieved this. I feel like I've achieved something huge and I want to do more of this because I like this feeling. And this is such a simple shift in your vibration, guys. And like I said, it's through the small things. It's not actually through the big things, because we're making promises to ourselves on these big goals all the time. Like this is why we create this vision board, right? But when we're forgetting the promises on the small shit, on the things that are so easy to bypass, that's creating this lack of trust and wobble in our vibration that we're not even aware of. So this is something that you can actually take hold of and take note of right now in your life and have a think to yourself, okay, well, where am I not upholding and keeping those promises to myself on the small things? Now, my second mindset shift and tip to stay more productive and get shit done is to constantly celebrate myself. This is something that I talk about so often. But again, this is not on the big stuff. This is on the small stuff. If you're constantly celebrating yourself every single fucking day for the things that you achieve, however big, however small, then again, you're creating this space in your mindset where your mind goes, oh my God, like I want to do more of that. I feel so good because I'm getting praised for this thing. And again, like you don't need anybody else to validate you for it. You don't need anybody else to praise you for it. You can do that yourself. You can celebrate your fucking self whenever you want, right? But when you do, your mind is like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to do more of that and I'm going to do more of that. And it keeps you on that track. It keeps that ball in the air because it feels good when you're celebrating yourself. For example, for me, during this time, I've been making sure I celebrate myself for simply going to the gym every day. Like when I've gone to the gym, I actually write in my diary, go to gym, and I cross it out in my diary because it makes me feel fucking good once I've been to the gym. I'm always thinking, okay, how am I going to feel after I've achieved that thing? And I know that I'm going to feel amazing. So when I tick that off and I can celebrate myself for that, even though it seems really small and it seems like something you wouldn't actually put in your diary, like the sense of achievement is huge. Or for example, when I create, like if you're a content creator and you create one TikTok and you post one TikTok in a day, celebrate yourself for that. That content creation takes your time. It's huge. It's a big deal. Make sure that you're celebrating yourself for the things that seem small to you because as I said before, like your quantum leaps are baby steps anyway. Your quantum leaps are these small things that you're doing. But we're always so focused on the big shit. We're always so focused on those big goals, like, you know, getting a client or, you know, moving to a different country. Like those are huge. But what about the small things? Because they make such a huge difference when you do celebrate them. Now, my third mindset tip for staying productive and getting shit done is actually like a favorite. And this is something that I came across the other day. And basically, it's just affirming to yourself. This is going to help massively with overwhelm. This is going to help massively if you start feeling like you can't handle it, right? Is just stopping, putting your hand on your heart and just saying, I am presence. Affirming to yourself, I am presence. When we get overwhelmed, guys, or when we think that we can't handle things and we're doing 1,000,001 things, it's really important to ground yourself and remain in the present, because when you're in the present moment, when you're focusing on the present moment in the now, like that means that you're immediately more productive, because that's where we should be focusing if we want to get shit done, right? We shouldn't be focusing on ticking things off a list and all the things we've got to do, or focusing on all the things we didn't get done, like, because then your energy is just dispersing everywhere. You're like a puddle of energy. You want to channel your energy into the thing you're doing right now. That's how you're going to be productive. That's how you're going to get it done and get it done quickly. So this is something I'm always reminding myself of, to stay in the present, because we can get so caught up in our own minds and overthinking things and thinking, you know, as a high achiever that's feeling overwhelmed, like we can be like, oh my God, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, and oh no, I didn't get that done yesterday. And it's like, that is such a fucking waste of your energy, right? So when we can ground ourselves and get back into the present moment with what we're doing and what we're focusing on right now, then we're actually going to get it done 10 times more quickly than if we're thinking about all these other things in our mind right now. So just sitting back and reminding yourself that you are presence. You are presence. Like, that was a game changer for me, and I came across this affirmation recently and I fucking love it, and I use it now all the time when I'm starting to feel that overwhelm creep in. I'm just reminding myself that I literally am presence. That's who I am. So now I've created that identity for myself. It means that whenever the overwhelm starts to creep in, I'm just like, nah, like I can handle this because I'm always present. It's who I am. Okay, so the fourth and final mindset shift and tip that I can give you to stay more productive and get shit done in life is to be so disciplined with equal amounts of feminine rituals. So what I mean here is, when we're being productive as people and we're doing a lot of stuff and we're getting this shit done, we can fall so hard into our masculine energy. And masculine energy is great because it is that action-taking energy that we all need in our lives to manifest what we want. But if we fall too hard into that energy, we get so freaking overwhelmed and burnt out, right? And this is, again, what I see a lot in the people that I coach and a lot in high achievers in general, is that we just end up getting burnt out into the ground. That's when you get ill. That's when the universe is forcing you to surrender, like with me at the start of this year, right? But so what you've got to do, and another thing that I have really worked hard on this year, has been moving into this space of feminine energy, but like finding a fucking balance with it. Because we don't want to be too in our feminine energy, because in your feminine energy, like, it is your space of intuition, it is your space of, I'd say, a space of miracles, to be honest. Like, it's a powerful space to be in, but it's not really a doing space. It's more of a being in a flow, assessing what's going on with your intuition, that kind of thing. But that's the kind of energy that we want to be in before we take the action. So finding that equal balance is going to really help you take more action and be more productive and actually do things at a quicker pace. Even though it might feel like you're not, it might feel like you're stopping and surrendering and not doing much, it's actually always moving you further towards your goals. So for example, for me, I'm constantly making sure that I've got this balance. This is actually something I'm going to do a separate podcast episode on this, because I've had a lot of you ask me questions about the masculine and the feminine. And it's, as I said, the feminine is something I've been working on so much this year, and I want to share my secrets on that. But one thing that I'm doing to find this balance to stay productive is, like, for example, I literally think about it in like time zones, in like hours in my day. Like if I've had an hour of very masculine, getting shit done energy, then I'll make sure that the next hour in my day, or the next half an hour, or whatever it is spent in the feminine. So that could be journaling out, that could be doing a bath ritual, that could be going on a hot girl walk, that could be like, just going and like sitting and having a coffee and not actually doing anything, just sitting there with your coffee. Like whatever it is, I'm always making sure that I have equal amounts. I'm having literally like an hour of masculine, then an hour of feminine, then an hour of masculine, then an hour of feminine. That's how I need to do it for me, because I'm predominantly more in my masculine, so I am more prone to getting burnt out, and this has happened to me a number of times. And a lot of you guys that listen to my podcast, you're probably more prone to that too, because a lot of you guys are high achievers, okay? So finding that balance and being disciplined with it, I think this is the word, it's being fucking disciplined with the feminine, and knowing that actually if you want to be more of a successful, productive person that gets more stuff done, then you need that. Like you need that energy in your life. Like you can't do it all from a space of the masculine, from a space of action with nothing in between, because you'll just burn yourself out and you'll feel like shit. So those are my 4 main tips at the moment for like being more productive, getting more shit done, dealing with your overwhelm, becoming more of a successful person, basically. And these are things that I'm making sure that I do right now in my own mindset. And however, like there's so many more tips that I could give you, and there's so many more things that I'm always working through, and all of the other inner work that we do on top of this too, to help us become more balanced as people and more successful as people, really. But all you've got to know is that you're 100% capable of this. As I said before, like holding that ball in the air on your goals, on your desires, on everything that you want, especially moving into 2023, guys. Like this is important shit to be getting to grips with moving into 2023 as a high achiever, because don't burn yourself out moving into the new year. There's no freaking point in that, guys. Like, we want to move into the new year feeling fucking powerful, fresh, ready to go, getting shit done, speeding up that vibration, playing in the quantum, doing all the things. This is how we want to move into our new year, okay? And this is why I always make sure to hone in on this work right before the end of the year, because we want to shift in, like I've said before, as that person that is 10 steps ahead of the game. Because we're all successful people. All of you guys in this community, you're all fucking successful. So I hope that these 4 tips helped. And again, like, let me know in the DMs on Instagram, like, which things have worked for you, and tag me in your Instagram stories, because I love seeing your biggest takeaways. But also know that you have this opportunity, last minute, guys, very, very, very last minute, because this is the final time that I am going to mention this. But you have this opportunity to come in with me inside this brand new coaching container into 2023, moving in there with this energy, with this vibration, and getting shit done, basically, because you're all freaking capable of it. So make sure that if you do want to get in, that you DM me right now, click the links in my show notes. And hopefully I can see a few of you faces in there too, with all the other women that are in there. And we're just going to have so much fun. So enjoy this week, guys. Drop me a DM if you want, and I'll chat to you all soon. Lots of love. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who you think would love it too. And if you want to let me know how you found it, just screenshot this episode, add it to your Instagram story, and tag me at I am Jessica Paul, so that I can throw all the love right back at you. And of course, subscribe, hit those 5 stars, and leave a review to show your support and to keep the good stuff coming. Sending you so much love and gratitude from your girl Jess.